Hello friends, welcome to my channel. My name is Harshal. So today we are going to learn chemical reaction and equation. So this chapter is the first chapter of chemistry. What's its name? Chemical reaction and equation. So in my channel Harshalkore, I already made this chapter video, but this is for toppers. I mean this is more advanced, more logical. That only chapter, same chapter, chemical reaction and equation, but more advanced for toppers. This is for toppers video, and we are going to make part 1 of this chapter. So let's start. Come with me. So, before going to the chapter, I want to tell that chemical reaction. So, we will check that what is chemical reaction and what is its equation. But what are the chemical reaction that happens? Various things happens in reaction. What are they? Color change here, yes. Then, for example, here is the plastic. When we fire the plastic, it turns its shape. Yes, it also turns its liquid to gases. Many things such as color change, changing of physical state, changing of gas to air, etc. This happens in a chemical reaction. So let's move ahead. So, what is a chemical reaction? This is important. What is a chemical reaction? The chemical reaction is the process of interaction of chemicals to form new substances. What is it? It is the process of chemical reaction. Means it is the process interaction of chemicals to form a new chemicals. For examples, when it is a H2 and H2 means two molecules of H2 when they combine with one molecule of oxygen that forms H2O, two molecules of H2O. Means from this we can say hydrogen reacts with oxygen to form water. We know the H2O is also known as water. So when the H2 and O2 combine, two molecules of H2 and one molecule of oxygen combine make it two molecules of H2, that we can say water. So this happens in chemical reaction and this process is known as chemical reaction. I hope you will understood. Let's move ahead. So what is a chemical equation? So chemical equation is the symbolic representation or mathematical representations of a chemical reaction. Means here in chemical reaction we show in words, but in equation we show in the symbolic representation by the mathematical representation. It gives very high idea and it is easy to write or easy to get the idea of it. A chemical equation have an equal number of atoms on both sides of the reaction is called balanced chemical reaction. Means equation is that here they can say that hydrogen reacts with oxygen to form water, but in here they show that hydrogen H2 plus O2 forms H2O. Means it is in a chemical, it is in a chemical representation, symbolic representation. So this is known as we know chemical equation. So here is that arrow. Left side of arrow LHS we can say reactant, means reactants that react, and the right side of arrow we can say product, means when the reactants combine they form product. It's easy. So what is this chemical equation? Having an equal number of atoms on both sides of reaction is called a chemical balanced reaction. Means if here is H2O2 means here also H, the atom of HR2, and here in product also atom of HR2. So this is a balanced chemical equation. Means in right side and in left side both have equal molecules of hydrogen. This is known as balanced chemical equation. But here is no equal molecules of oxygen, so it is not balanced equation. We made to balance. How to make it I will tell afterwards. So I hope the concept of chemical reaction and the concept of chemical equation you can understand easily. So next is what is a chemical reaction? Yes, here is the difference. Means it is way too hard, it is way too easy. It is the same. but it differs or it get idea or read same, but chemical equation is easy to represent a chemical reaction. So more conditions in reactions. So what are conditions? We know what is a chemical reaction, but what are the conditions of this reaction? The conditions are heat, sunlight, pressure, gas liberation, catalyst, precipitate formed, and physical states. So let's start from heat. Means heat is the Let's start with heat. Heat is the example of condition means when we burn CaCO3. We calcium carbonate. When we burn it by heating, it produces what? CaO plus O2. Yeah, simple. Means when in reaction it involves heat, it separates two molecules. One molecule is calcium oxide and another is oxygen atom of molecule of oxygen. So by this heat is also an condition. And sunlight and pressure. Sunlight involves in photosynthesis, pressure involves in etc. means in silver. When we put pressure on silver, it involves H2 gas, etc. These are the conditions in reaction. Let's move to the gas liberation. No, sorry, let's move to the catalyst. Gas liberation is a very easy. Means by it we can stick iron to Ag. Means what we can say means when we use the gas liberation in a reaction that sticks the iron and Ag means sticks the iron or silver, sticks the iron and gold in a form, means they react. This is known as gas liberation. This is done by the gas liberation in that condition. So let's move, and the important point of this conditions in reaction is catalyst. What is catalyst? Any substance that increases the rate of reaction without itself being consumed. So the meaning of catalyst is means that increases the rate of reaction, means that increases the rate, means also decrease the time. Means for example, if a reaction needs 30 minutes, but by catalyst we can done this reaction in 5 minutes. That is very useful and advantage of catalyst. Means the reaction takes 30 minutes time, but by catalyst we can do it in 5 minutes. This is the known as catalyst. Some catalysts are hydrogen, etc. Yeah, but without involving means they didn't damage or they didn't spoil or they didn't take help of hydrogen. Only the presence of hydrogen helps to increase the rate of reaction. Understood this topic of catalyst? I hope you will understood. Let's move ahead. Now, what is precipitation reaction? Here is also form the precipitate formed. So, first of all, to form the precipitate form condition, we need to follow precipitation reaction. Produce insoluble salts. Means in this reaction that produces insoluble salt. For example, this equation produces this salt PbL2, that we can say lead iodide, that this salt is insoluble. We can learn more about this in next part, but we know means that produces insoluble salts in product. This is known as precipitation reaction, and that insoluble salt is known as precipitate formed or precipitate. I hope you will understood. Let's move to the physical states. Yeah, physical states are means we can use or we can't. Means it's not compulsory in the world of chemistry. Means that represent by S, L, Q, AQ, etc. Means that examples that S stands for solid, G stands for gases, and for example L stands for liquid and AQ stands for aqueous. Aqueous means that the reaction is happened in the water. So we can use that O2. O2 is in form of gas, so we can use bracket in gas, or for example here it is written C carbon, so it is form of solid. So you can use these symbols. It is known as physical states. So let's move ahead. There are types of reaction. What is this? Types of reaction. There are four types of reaction. Four types of reactions. First type is combination, second is decomposition, third is displacement, and fourth is double displacement reaction. So let's brief it. Let's move to the combination reaction. First of the reaction is combination reaction. Two or more reactant combine to form a single product. Means in a reaction, if two or more than reactants are and they combine to form a one or a single product, it is known as combination reaction. For example, carbon is combined with O2 that forms CO2. Yes, it is easy. It is known as combination reaction. So decomposition reaction. Decomposition reaction means a single reactant decomposes to form two or more products. In combination reaction, we see that two or more reactant combine to form single product, but here is the vice versa of combination. Single reactant decomposes and form two or more products. For example, CaCO3, this is an reactant, forms by heating. Triangle stands for heat. By heating, it can form in two or more or two reactants, CaO plus CO2. This is an example that calcium carbonate, when it is heated, that decomposes two more products, that is calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. So let's move the third type of reaction, that is displacement reaction. So displacement reaction is what? It is also important in world of chemistry in 11th, 12th or in 10th also. A more reactive element displaces a less reactive element for its compound. It is known as displacement reaction. Means in this reaction, for example, there is a copper and zinc is more reactive than copper. So zinc displaces the copper because zinc has more power, it is more reactive. So here zinc is displaced. This copper is displaced by zinc, means zinc displaces copper into the other side and zinc goes and react with SO4. So here that you can see zinc displaces copper and forms Z and SO4 plus Cu, and Cu is here, what is it? Displaced. Means displaced reaction, it is the displaced form. So we can represent by decreasing arrow. So let's move ahead. Fourth point, double displacement reaction. What is it? Mutual exchange of ions take place. So in a simple language or in other language, we can say that double displacement means zinc and copper also is displacing, and by other gases also in displacing. Means A is displacing the B and D is displacing to the C. Here AD plus BC is equal to form AC plus BD. So we can say that mutual exchange of ions means there is ions are changed, and DO means double type of displacement is happen in this reaction. So let's move ahead the types of reaction. There are two types of reaction, endothermic reaction and exothermic reaction. So 1 minute. We observed four types of reaction. Then what are these? These are on basis of energy flow. Means how it is energy flowing in this reaction. There are also two types of in this reaction. Means on basis of energy flow, there are two types of energy flowing reaction. First is endothermic reaction and second is exothermic reaction. In endothermic reaction, energy is inside out. Means energy is formed, energy is taken insidely, and in exothermic energy is evolved. Also we can say energy is exerted, energy is exit, means energy is put outside of the body. These are the two types of reaction. Let's move in brief. So first start endothermic reaction. Endothermic reaction, what is it? Reaction in which energy is supplied. I told energy is supplied into the inside or supplied. It is known as endothermic reaction. For example, CaCO3 means when heat is released, the CaO plus CO2 is formed. That's why we can say here the energy is also formed within the CaO plus CO3. That is one another and special example. It is photosynthesis, means carbon dioxide when it is reacted with H2O, it forms glucose, oxygen, and also form it energy, means energy is supplied to the body, energy is supplied to any other substance. There is known as endothermic reaction. So let's move to the exothermic reaction. Reaction in which energy is evolved, means energy is revolved and outed, put out or exit from the body. For example, the special example is respiration, means when glucose oxygen combines with the form of food, it products carbon dioxide, water, and in form of also energy. It exists the energy, it produces the energy, means energy is involved. It is known as the exothermic reaction. I hope you will understood. So our first part of the chemistry chapter 1, chemical reaction and equation, it is over. And it is the pro learner part, means it is the toppers part, and it is very easy. I hope you will get it. So if you get it, like and subscribe to my channel, like my videos. There are more videos in the channel art. You can subscribe and watch. Bye bye.